1-1. Ой, музика тут така собі, але ладно, пограємо з цією музикою. Не проблема. Не бачу проблем. Так, мені наче дали тут таке телепортування.
It's locked.
Ні, я помилився. Якось вона мені сказала, що вони відкрили для мене якийсь хід, з якого я відразу потраплю до того священника. Де його знайти? А, по стрілочкам, точно. Іти по стрілочкам і я вийду на нього.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Тут таке... А, ну да, я ж тут був. Я ж то думаю, щось не так. Бля, жорстко. Жорстко!
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
You make no distinction between the living and the skulls, do you?
We are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
Ну, секундочку.
you're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh.
These are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
You've turned Skal now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest family in London? Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met
Бля, який же він
Aloysius
стрьомний, як
Dawson.
же він стрьомно виглядає.
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
Harriet, Miss Jones, has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridgette. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridgette?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Ну, судячи по чуткам, це так.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridgette is a saint to the younger Skals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
Let's simply agree that all are one and the same. In death, I mean.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I have come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
О, блядь. Починається. Я тільки знаю сенс об'яти, я не довіряю вам, і він просто його з'їдає. Окей, наприклад, але він стовп. Не можна з'їдати стовпа, бо із-за цього гра взагалі буде важкою і потрібно буде хилити прям кожного. Хіба що прям ледь-ледь не кожного. Не знаю. Пощадити. Що значить пощадити? Ну, швидше за все, він просто піде. Логічніше за все, він просто піде, а цей чувак так і залишиться. Але він настільки лякає, що капець. І А, чекайте, тут навіть обратити його. Тобто я його превращаю у вампіра, да? Ну дивіться, логіка, власне кажучи. Блядь, ну. Найпростіше було б його об'яти. І правильно було б його об'яти. Оскільки я розумію, він Божа людина, і Божій людині потрібно якби йти до Бога. А якщо ми його зробимо перевертним, кажу, вампіром. То навряд чи він потрапить до раю. Хоча я вже не впевнений, що він зараз потрапить до раю, тому що він вже частково перетворився. Бля, як же це все важко. Ну, судячи по всьому, те, що це з'їдає 500 досвіду, це каже про те, що. Це каже про те, що. Це правильний вибір і. Прям натякає на це. Об'яти, але це буде складніше гра стане, хоча у нас і так купа ресурсів, але все рівно. Якби я не дуже згоден з цим. Точно це не будемо юзати, або це, або це. Так. Якби я не був віруючою людиною в Бога, я б точно би його класно обратити. Для нього це найкращий шлях, для нас це найкращий шлях. А в шопу.
My discoveries. Vampire blood would enhance your metabolism, perhaps even heal you. If what old Bridgette says is true, I'll give you some of mine.
I'd rather not. It would be extremely awkward.
You have no choice, Sean. It's the only way to protect your chapel, those still amongst the living.
No, Dr. Reed. God made me this way. Who am I to disobey his will?
You believe that God's plan was for you to be abandoned at birth.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I can't imagine God intended for you to be molested by a priest in an orphanage. Drink, friend.
No!
I said kneel and drink.
Ой, блядь. Що виглядає огидно. Що трапилось?
Another corpse thrown in the streets.
Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father. "29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there."
Дуже цікаво.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
У мене є два предположення. Перше. Це... Сестра, яка вважається померлою, вважається не такою вже й померлою. Можливо, вона стала скалем. Те, що мати вампір, це дуже просто, я в це не повірю. Тоді, ну, скоріше за все, мені здається, це такий варіант. Якщо сестра скала скалями вбиває всіх, то це був би дуже епічний поворот, на мою думку. Ну, або хтось вбив мати. Ні, ну це навряд чи. Це теж дуже сумнівно виглядає. Не повірю. Цей варіант, скоріше за все, мені здається.
You've never faced, let alone killed a vampire, Ichabod. You're a fraud.
No, I'm not. I may embellish the truth concerning my achievements, but I'm totally dedicated to my quest.
Stop fooling yourself. You've never faced a vampire before. You wouldn't stand a chance.
Well, that's not true, sir. I've already faced one of these creatures.
Oh, really? And you're still alive.
We did not actually fight. I let it go.
What do you mean?
I entered the vampire's den. The stench was terrible. I was ready to kill it. But then I saw it. Just a suffering soul like you and me. I spared her.
Tell me about the vampire you spared.
It was... She was a girl. Her body was a mess. I could see pus running from the deep...
Здорово, Рон, ні. Кіберпанк я
She was
покупав в
crying
стімі.
in pain.
You cared about her. That's what defines us as human, Ichabod.
Yes, but she was a truly evil creature. I'm haunted by the tragedies she caused ever since I spared her.
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
А чого питаєш?
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
I'm afraid your posters were destroyed.
It cost me good money to print those posters. Such a pity people don't take the vampire menace seriously.
Did you really think the posters would be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
А, які то потрібно А, ну да, в епіках же нема взагалі досягнень. Там же як такого нема. Не справа не в тому, що немає досягнень, там їх нема, там в програмі цій не задумано, щоб були якісь досягнення. Це є в PS-ки, це є в Steam, але в епіках я жодного разу не бачив ніяких досягнень. Вони там, вони не працюють, їх там не існує. Вже є? Ну тоді це лише питання часу, коли їх пофіксять. Але не факт, що ти зараз те, що ти проходиш, це потім зарахується.
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Shornhampton's shelter?
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
О, ну ми з тобою все діалоги вже
Goodbye.
розпілкувалися. Файн. Файн, файн і файн. Так, зараз потрібно спитати, що жінки бачили.
You again?
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Well,
You...
Glad to see you again,
З тобою
Mr.
можна
Reed.
більш поспілкуватись насправді, ніж з твоєю сестрою.
did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Ага. Скоріше за все. Так, в мене є одна догадка. По-перше, жіночий крик. Я також почув жіночий крик. Це, скоріше за все, кричала сестра, коли побачила труп. Якщо ні, то може він якось вдарив вампіра, який його кусав, і це була жінка. Що теж дуже схоже. А ну, давайте ще раз.
You...
Did you see what just...
No, I didn't. And
Really?
because this sexist...
Так, понятно.
Well,
Давай ще раз тебе.
good evening.
Doctor...
Did you see what...
Actually, yes. He was
З
thrown...
криші. Його кинули з криші. З поверху. Зі стелі.
Glad to see you again.
Did you see...
No. I was coming back to the...
You saw nothing...
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Ну, якби нам натякають, що жінка вбила, але те, що вона каже, ну це просто, типа, її сестра йшла, побачила трупак і закричала. Може так просто? Коротше, я все рівно думаю, що вбивця це сестра головного героя, яка стала скалем. Не знаю, чого я так думаю. А, да, ти грав? І як тобі гра? Зайшла? Так, а що в мене, до речі? У мене вже 3-й левел. А, якщо у нас 3-й левел, то ми можемо сміливо йти... Ой, не сюди. Хоча по дорозі можемо і сюди заскочити. Да й мені теж подобається. Виглядає файн.
Good evening. There's no...
Ну, цікаво. Мені подобається діалоги, мені подобається, як тут розвертається подія. Ну, дуже прикольно, дуже класно. Вибори дуже важкі. Ну, типа, прям важкі-важкі. Вони були б дуже легкими, якби я не вірив в Бога. Але я сам вірю в Бога. І для мене це важко дається от саме приймати рішення. Тому що тут все основано на релігії, власне кажучи. Ну, наприклад, якщо ти віриш в Бога, ти віриш в рай. А тут вампіри в рай не попадають. Вони потрапляють чисто в ад. І чисто логічно подумати, що священник, він потрапить до аду, якщо стане вампіром. Це ж жахливо. Це ж повністю протилежне. Хіба можна бути таким жорстоким, щоб таке зробити. Але гра нас спонукає прям робити такий вибір і перетворювати його в вампіра, тому що він є стовпом. А якщо він є стовпом, то якби, щоб захистити мирне населення, шкода, що не українізатор.
I cannot enter.
Evening. So...
Ну, хоча плюс-мінус. Я би... Ну, мені подобається чути англійську мову, я дуже часто намагаюсь слухати, що вони спілкуються. Не читати, а слухати. Але коли я щось не розумію, яке слово не можу уловити, то я тоді швиденько переводжу на субтитри, читаю, ага, все, зрозуміло. Да, я вірю в Бога. Я вірю в Бога. Але в мене, ну як, я не дуже погоджуюсь з релігією, скажімо так. Я просто вірю в Бога, я вірю, що Бог існує, і вірю, що справді Ісус Христос пішов на хрест заради нас. Але з трактовкою релігії дуже там багато, там, наприклад, що ми повинні там кланятись іконам, ікони прям повинні бути, буде. Ось це я все не приймаю. Мені це здається дуже дивним, і це більше якесь, знаєте, поклоніння іконам справді. Але я вірю, що Бог існує.
Good evening. What?
Is it true Sean Hampton saved your life?
Yeah. The sad saint grabbed my soggy ass and brought me back to the pier after I fell into the canal. I was a wreck back then.
Were you thankful for what he did for you?
Sean Hampton really acted like a saint that day. But I suppose I'm just another lost soul who doesn't deserve to be saved.
Goodbye.
No one dares go outside.
I hope I live long enough to see them
Well-
red boot boys get what's coming to them.
Goodbye.
So few clients.
Not long
With the
ago.
epidemic.
Та блін, я залагала. Гра залагала. А, все, фух, роздупилася. Так, ну я хз де шукати цю брошку. Я, коротше, пішов. О. Якісь знаки оклику. А, це доступні нові діалоги. І мені показує, де взагалі нові діалоги з'являються. Прикольно, прикольно. Можна було зразу так зробити? Так. Ну, ходімо.
Didn't deserve this.
Нам туди йти.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Коротше кажучи, якщо коротко, я вірю в Бога, але я не дуже вірю в релігію.
Die, vermin! Die, vermin!
Противоречиво якось, так? Так. Мене також викликає відчуття постійно, що це якось противоречиво. Якось все це противоречиво, але. Ну. Дуже часто задавав собі таке питання, і я його знайшов от в такому форматі. У релігію, яка нам пропонує церков, я не дуже в це вірю. Але, власне кажучи, про те, що Ісус Христос живий, ну, типа, Бог існує, да, я в це вірю.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Мені здається, чи скалів стало в місті бути набагато більше, ніж було взагалі.
It's a neat! Christ!
Боже, 16 левели, матінко моя рідна. Я коли був. Коли яким там, я вже не пам'ятаю, 5-м рівнем чи яким.
Does it, boys? We can deal with this vermin.
6-м, мені так їх важко було вбивати, а зараз. Та. Ти що? Ну да, я ж 13-й. А, до речі, мені сюди. Ай. Ай. Ось так багато, хлопці. Бля, я чуть не здох. Капець. По черзі. Прям коло передаємо. По колу, по колу. А що це за удар? Чекайте, чекайте. Щось я не зрозумів. Я контратакувати не можу? Серйозно? Ладно, чого я стогну. Я просто. Ну, блін, мені не подобається. Парірування набагато краще. Ну, без рофлів. З якої сторони не подивись. Але навіщо мені оглушення? Парірування набагато пізже.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in. Tell me, how do you see the world these days? So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed, the eminent surgeon. My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the
А,
sick
все,
people
я
of Whitechapel.
зрозумів. Ось хто така Лорета. Ну,
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me, and I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I think I've heard my sister talk about her. I wasn't paying much attention, though.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic.
чекайте, а як він це бачить? Він же не бачить нічого.
Experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
I found another page of the diary, Mr. Swanborough.
This diary is still not complete. The man who wrote it claims he is a member of some scholarly brotherhood called the St. Paul's Stole.
Really? I've heard of them. Very capable scientists. Perhaps the man who wrote this really found a cure.
I would need more pages to figure it out, but it's as promising as it is intriguing.
О, в мене ще
Here
одна
is another
сторінка.
page of the diary we were talking about.
Ah, now we're talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. You must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
А от тут вже в мене немає останньої сторінки. Я хз де її шукати.
Goodbye, Mr.
Tell me, how do you...
Ладно, я поки побігаю з цією палицею. Може щось краще знайду по дорозі. Так, то 4-4.
What?
Мені потрібно ще один одну сторінку, а я хз де її шукати. Мій любий брате, цього листа з вибаченнями, які ти ніколи не прочитаєш, оскільки за мене ти втратив зір. Я знаю, що ти ненавидиш мене за це, хоча й ніколи про це не кажеш, про те, що я зробила. Ми з Сонборо мало спілкуємось так, щоб очистити совість, я збираюсь послідувати своєму пориву душі і написати тобі листа, а потім залишити його у твоїй лабораторії. Якщо ти коли-небудь знайдеш його і спитаєш мене про нього, то я тобі його прочитаю. Якщо ж його інший прочитає, ну, як же сказала, це глас моєї совісті, порив душі. Мейсон, пробач мене за те, що я зробила, за те, що за мене ти оказався у пеклі. Пробач мене за те, що тепер ти сліпа людина, намагаєшся знайти смисл своєї нікчемного життя. Якби я могла змінити всього-навсього одну подію у своєму жалкому житті, то змінила би те, що відбулося рік назад. Клянусь, Мейсон, якби я могла віддати тобі свої очі, я би це зробила, але такого ж не буває, вірно? Тому, брат, будь ласка, вибач мене, Лоретта.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at...
You seem Yes, I can give you a little something that has been proven effective.
Thank you, Doctor.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time, but I'm just not ready to forgive her.
Goodbye.
Wandering in this part of town, you're either brave or a fool.
It's locked.
What can I...
Goodbye.
Ясно. Все це...
How do you see the world these days?
Повір мені, краще... Той світ, який зараз Лондон знаходиться, тобі його не бачити. Цього гарного. Так, ну в мене нема завдання цього. Я не знаю, де шукати. І цього я ще не можу виконати. По суті, всі інші я виконав. Того по сюжетці тоді. Хвилиночку. Бачите, воно вже... Я його навіть не можу вдарити. Толку від цієї зброї, якщо вона навіть не б'є. Ну. І удар, по суті, ні про що. Нема сенсу. Да, я б'ю сильно. Але права кнопка, вона взагалі не активна, бо йому потрібно поки приготуватися, поки вдарити, і він ще б'є не на дуже близьку відстань. Хоча дамажимо ми файн. Хіба що оглушення можна, мабуть, робити, коли вони валяються. Коли я їх збиваю з ніг, тоді можна робити. Оглушення. А оглушення, так. І у нас секунду здалося, що оглушення це невірно. Наприклад. Ах ти сучка. Воу, я чувака відлупашив, і ніхто навіть цього не помітив. Але за 3 поінти я не бачу сенсу взагалі продовжувати це робити. Ну, 3 поінти це ж ні про що. Ні про що і звати ніяк. А, це я вже прокачав. 160 дамагу, да? Ну, навіть не знаю. Є сенс прокачувати до 160. По суті, ми і так непогано б'ємо.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
На 4000. Прокачати. Давайте поспимо. А я не можу ульту прокачати зараз. Так, ну ок. Що тут у нас? Ми вирішили оце брати. Ми вирішили йти по нижній стороні. Але ХП на даний момент, мені здається, я і так непогано вирулюю, тому нам не потрібно. По здоров'ю можна підняти собі трошки ХП. Хоча по здоров'ю я зараз теж не маю проблем, з виснажливістю я не маю проблем. Я бокус прокачав на 700. Запас крові. Ладно, давайте одне здоров'ячко. На цьому я поки все. Хоча удари прокачати. 2000, да? 300. 265. Я оцей дар майже не використовую. 190 тисячі. Тому що в ньому, власне кажучи, не бачу та й особливості великої. Ну давайте. По суті, якщо в мене буде багато крові, я ж можу нон-стопом просто все юзати. Якщо вам доводилось жити недалеко від порт Іст-Енда, ви по-любому знаєте Шона Хемптона, а якщо ні, то уж точно чули про нього. Його ім'я стало звучати по всій столиці, і це символ нашої надії. Шон – той самий скромний засновник притулку Хемптона, плода його власного труду та його впевненостей. Будівля, заброшений склад було пожертвовано сім'єю Доусонів, а потім відреставрировано, яке потім перетворилося в самий відомий хостел Лондона. Нижчим і голодним завжди раді під цією кришею, і для них Шон не жаліє ні їжі, ні уходу, ні молитв. Історія життя Шона Хемптона трагічна, але ніякі тяготи не зломили його і не повергли його іскренню віру і не нанесли якийсь урон в його віру у Господа. Бути може, Господь благословив цього віруючого за всі його муки і бідність таким гострим відчуттям состраждання. Його любов до ближніх відома всьому порту. Рідка людина не бачила, як Шон проливає сльози над колекою, сироткою або хворою матір'ю. Так він і отримав своє прізвисько – Печальний святий із Естенда. Справа Шона Хемптона продовжують його наступники. Ні, не наступники. Приверженці. Ну, хай буде приверженці. І хостел кожну ніч готовий накормити і приютити. Не дивлячись на те, що печально святого поразив загадковий недух, із-за якого він багато відпочиває і більше не приломляє хліба зі своєю паствою. Вдумайтесь, в той час, як в одних кварталах Лондона при звуці кашлю люди намагаються негайно зникнути, інші готові їсти і спати бок о бок в притулку Хемптона, самому безпечному місці в порт Іст-Енда. І нехай будівля виглядає грязноватою, запах якого заставить аристократа бігти, коротше, скажімо так. Але тут зараз живуть надія та любов. Смертність же тримається на стабільно низькому рівні. У нього 6, щоб його з'їсти. Тут у нас все файн. Тут у нас теж все файн. Тут стабільно, бо ми взагалі ні з ким не спілкувалися, нічого не знаємо. «1511». Ним багато, не мало.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
О, поговоримо з Доком. Док. Моє вітанечко.
Jonathan, at last. I've been worried sick. Have you solved the case of our poor Sean Hampton?
Don't worry, Edgar. The reputation of Pembroke Hospital is secure. Sean Hampton was not the guilty party.
Is that true? Oh, good news. Good news indeed.
What do you know of the Ascalon Club?
Not as much as I would like. There have always been rumors about a secret society of vampires operating in the interests of the British Empire, though I've never met a member.
I crossed paths with one. A terrifying creature going by the name of Fergal. He was sent by the Ascalon Club to exterminate the Skulls of the East End.
By the stole, Jonathan. If vampires are eliminating their own progeny, then dark times are upon us. Darker than I've ever witnessed.
Do you think Lady Ashbury would know of them?
Jonathan, our beloved lady is not one for social dalliances, nor the assemblies of dark orders. She's a woman of superior taste and selective acquaintance.
Does the name Old Bridgette ring any bells?
I've never heard of her. Why? A patient of ours? I must confess, I don't know them all.
No, it's just someone I recently met. A fascinating woman. I had thought that perhaps...
By the stole, Jonathan, you've met another vampire. I would appreciate an introduction, if that's the case.
I found Harriet Jones. She's much the same old, embittered woman she was, only she's been made a Skull. Her transformation did not go well.
Incredible. Well, why not bring her here? We could learn so much by studying her condition. It would be fascinating.
I doubt that. She can barely move. Perhaps we could learn more about the degeneration of Skulls.
Perhaps. But she could also belong to a new species. We know so little of the laws that dictate vampire reproduction.
Were there any studies made by your order on the subject?
Not that I'm aware of. I will transmit your discovery to the Brotherhood's primate. He will be delighted.
A pleasure.
Дякую, Док. Як зазвичай, від тебе нічого толкового не дізнаєшся. Якщо це не по сюжету. Так, поговорити. Поговоримо.
Good evening. Good.
It is good to see you again, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm better than one might expect, Lady Ashbury. Dr. Swansea has asked me to investigate the recent disturbances in the hospital caused by skulls.
Really? What do you mean?
I discovered the most intriguing skull. An elderly woman answering to the name of old Bridgette, and a man who helps them remain hidden in London.
Old Bridgette? Peculiar name, I've never heard of her.
А чого в неї не красні очі?
According to old Bridgette, skulls can lead a peaceful existence like us. They are even able to nourish themselves by feeding on corpses and the flesh of the dead.
How vile. Please, Jonathan, let's change the subject.
Skulls of London have gone into hiding. Both mortals and immortals plot their extermination.
Yes. Skulls are the orphans of the Vampire Society. They are the shame of their genitors, a disgrace to the vampire that created them.
There is something...
Whatever do you mean, Jonathan?
If Sean Hampton and Harriet were not the guilty parties, then who? I saw the bodies and the blood.
Your rebirth has not gone unnoticed, Jonathan. Be extremely careful. If you get in the way of an immortal's plans.
Жінко, ти бачила, яка в мене дубінка? На 200 оборона дамажить. Кого я там злякаюсь?
Do you suspect someone?
I don't know, Jonathan. I steer clear of vampire politics, especially whilst hunters roam the city's streets.
Goodbye.
Goodbye for now. Так, а що, куди нам йти? Червоні ріки. Угу. Так, в мене з тобою вже нема питань. Іначе ти нікого більше вбивати не будеш. Тому, може, ми тебе і пожаліємо. Кази.
Please, sir, can't let you through. I'd head back if I were. There's one of them. Have faith, brothers.
А чого я не можу цього вибрати? Я пожалкував, що купив коп'є, витратив на нього гроші. Насправді воно взагалі мені не потрібно. І я не бачу в ньому ніякого сенсу. І... Ну ладно, зато ми його перевірили. От тепер я зможу телепортуватись наверх. Бачите, тепер є. Я так і знав, що воно так і буде. Тоді в мене не було такої
29
можливості.
Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here. This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Значить, витащили звідси. Виходить. Знизу. І на вулицю. Потрібно буде перейти по сліду. Але го перевіримо, що там внизу. Так, хтось залетів звідси. Щось тут відбулося. Взяв, витащив на вулицю. Одну хвилинку. Боже, я неймовірно. А ти впевнитись?
Where does this blood trail lead?
І потім вже можна вже нормально пограти.
It's locked. I cannot enter.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
20 левел. Фіга. Коли ти став 20 левелом?
Occasionally, you make a good point.
How's that?
Easy does it for us. We can deal with it for us.
Блін, мене тупо закрили.
Stay back, beast. Christ, he's dead. Dead. God walks with me.
Ай, блін! Це криса, я не бачив, що це криса. Звідки я знав? А, як я ненавиджу. Ого. Це жестяк.
The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. Only a golden watch in her pockets. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out. This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family.
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Так зрозуміло, що це схоже на сестру. Мені здається, це сестра. Ну, блін, я майже впевнений, що це сестра. Вона і поводить себе дуже підозріло.
Jonathan.
What was that? I won't let you escape. You're very fast, but I'll catch you. They've all been butchered. I can still sense a presence.
have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell Scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh,
Я
it's
ж казав.
me, right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family for a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary,
Mother, say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary, I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for me.
Mary, wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
So that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular. That of my dead brother.
Бля.
This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal, not for our poisonous kiss, not even for the lies you tell yourself. No, it's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good.
Та ладно. А ми що, не можемо бути дружньою сім'єю, як були колись? Що, серйозно? А якщо дам себе вбити?
Come to me, Jonathan.
Ладно. Це було тупо. Навряд чи це може бути, ну так, бачите, це варіантом подій, який може задовольнити її, і ситуація піде зовсім по-іншому. Мені потрібно обов'язково її вбивати.
You've killed me, brother.
Оу.
What have you done?
Кого я кусати? Доктора? Я не хочу доктора. Ой-ой-ой. Я його не буду кусати, йдіть в сраку. Тільки разве що тебе, Мері.
You left me to rot in this grave.
Та я не хотів, блядь, я вже ж вибачився.
Rest in peace, monster. Kinslayer! You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. Give me your blood, priest. Abomination! Their final thoughts are just to die for.
Та це чи ти?
Kiss me again, sweet brother.
Жорстко. А якщо ми... поміняємо зброю на 121 урон, да, я розумію, що це дуже замало, але все рівно.
Christ! Someone help me!
Kinslayer! Assassin! What have you done? rot in this grave. Come to me, Jonathan. Abomination. You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. You killed me, brother. Give me your blood, priest.
Ай.
Their final thoughts are
Мері,
just
так не
to
можна.
die for.
Що тобі зробив святий батько?
You left me to rot in
Отче.
this grave. Kiss me again, sweet brother.
До неї підійти прям неможливо.
Come to me, Jonathan.
Та бля.
Assassin! What have you done?
Блять, то куди тут ховатися? Все в крові, просто все. Потрібно цей контрол вимикати, все, я зрозумів. Я за цього контролу нічого не бачу.
You've killed me, brother.
Це принципіально, я не буду кусати Бастера, чи хто він. Святий батько.
You left me to rot in this grave. Kiss me again, sweet brother. Come to me, Jonathan.
Оу май. Це взагалі ваншоти.
Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary.
Me, please.
Kinslayer. What have you done? Abomination!
Бля, це знову цей був повітрячко. Я думав, вона бливати буде. Потрібно від неї валити, коли вона таке творить.
Assassin! Rest in peace, monster. Kinslayer! You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. Kiss me again, sweet brother. Give me your blood, priest.
Нечесно!
Final thoughts are just to die for. Come to me, Jonathan.
Дуже багато цих кровавих хренів, кровавих роз. Док, а якщо я до вас прям не підійду, а просто проігнорю. О. Ні. Сорі. У мене серйозні обставини, так. Потрібно зброю здати в ремонт. Що це мені, чесно кажучи, аж ніяким чином не допомогло. Ну, може, трошки.
Kinslayer! You've killed me, brother! Rest in peace, monster. You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. Kiss me again, sweet brother. Give me your blood, priest. Final thoughts are just to die for. Assassin! Come to me, Jonathan. You left me to rot in this grave.
Мері, заспокойся вже, скільки можна.
Kinslayer! What have you done?
Нічого не видно, що там ззаді відбувається на камері. Може, заб'ємо взагалі про камеру? Не будемо тримати її на таргеті.
You left me to rot in this grave.
Боже, секундочку.
Kinslayer! Come to me, Jonathan. You've killed me, brother! You've spared the precious Nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. Kiss me. Give me your blood, priest. Their final thoughts are just to die for. Abomination. Rest in peace, monster.
Just as you did to Hampton. What have you done?
Я не перемикнув. Чого ж ти сказали?
What have you done? You killed me, brother! Assassin! Rest in peace, monster.
Так, це тут не працює.
Kinslayer!
Бля.
Spared the precious nurse Crane, but not your own Mary.
Дівчинка, я її пробачив, тому що я вже контролював себе. Ну чому? Чому я її не збиваю атаку?
Assassin! Kiss me again. You've killed.
Бля, я останній момент зрозумів, що потрібно валити, а не бити її.
The precious nurse Crane, but not your own Mary.
In the name of...
You left me to rot in this grave. Kinslayer! Come to me, Jonathan. Assassin! What have you done? You've spared the precious nurse Crane, but not your own Mary. Give me your blood, priest. Their final thoughts are just to die for. Kill her. You killed me, brother.
Вали, 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 вали!
Rest in peace, monster. Kinslayer! Kiss me again, sweet brother.
Та бля, куди валити? Це в гребаних її квітах.
I'll make you kneel like a dog, just as you did to Sean Hampton! Come to me, Jonathan. Rest in peace.
Бля, бля, бля. Бля, 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 бля. Живи сіли. Бля, бля, ні, 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 ні. Грьобані квіти. Коли вони піді мною поз'являються? Вона ж навіть не кастує їх. Якого фіга? Я просто бігу, вони під ногами просто з'являються.
Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red.
Обніми вже
I
її.
am the harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
Серйозно?
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Then, at last, I can forgive you.
Навіщо її було вбивати? Ну, блядь, що, не можна було домовитися?
As I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister, I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Любий доктор Рід, сподіваюся, що це лист вже у вас, адже мені потрібно як можна швидше поговорити з вами. Ситуація в Вест-Енді розвивається стрімково, і я впевнений, що тепер всім нам загрожує небезпека. Стражі Привена почали в Лондоні велике мисливство. І вже декілька ночей підряд вони активно шукають і вбивають еконів. Нещодавно до мене звернувся лорд Редгрейв, Президент клубу Аскалон. Серйозно? Президент навіть? Він бажає негайно вас побачити. Будь ласка, приходьте в мій маєток в будь-яку ніч, коли вам буде це зручно. Ми повинні все це обусолити. До цього листа я прилагаю офіційний пропуск, який дозволить вам пройти через всі карантинні огородження і блокпости. Ваш друг леді Ешберн. Да, я впевнений, не обов'язково було вбивати, ну, камон. Так. Переутомлення 1, переутомлення 2, переутомлення 3, переутомлення 4, переутомлення 5, переутомлення 6, переутомлення 7. 7 переутомлень. І одна головна біль. 7 переутомлень, одна головна біль.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Коли доктор не був на роботі пару днів, вже всі переутомилися. Ну, док, я думаю, вас немає.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster, in less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Jeffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Pre-Wen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. And with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
Thank you. Good evening.
Evening.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling and...
As long as you remain here, I will...
don't think you can do much about it.
Goodbye.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. A daily routine.
I'm quite... Do you need... Thank you for your... Good evening. Is there any... Goodbye for now.
Sweet girl. Treats me like a book. Never could keep anything from her.
Good evening.
Do you...
What?
Goodbye.
Good evening, sir. My glory, We have no effective treatment for this.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We are.
Do you require... Goodbye.
It's safer here than anywhere.
Good evening. Do you need... Good.
It never...
Good evening. Do you need... And... Please show... Of course.
Вона навіть урону не наносить, виходить, да?
Tomorrow, more bodies will...
А ні, це в мене є. А, да, в натурі, дивіться, вона просто оглушає.
arrive and then sadly depart. Managing a trade.
Так, ну я тут всіх полікував. Головна біль. Блін, далеко до тебе бігти. Вона десь знаходиться тут. Ладно. Фул ігнор, коротше, всіх, кого зустрічаю по дорозі. Може хіба що полутаю тільки різні коробки, ящики, смітники по дорозі. Тільки хіба що так. Бля, то тут у вас весело.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Ясно. Я вже приготувався до драки. Але ні, вони мене відпустили. Так, вона десь тут знаходиться. Або навіть отут, тут. Мені потрібно на інший острів. А це щось новеньке.
You shall learn!
Боляче. З 2 тичок мене винес. Я навіть думаю, що тут може мені зайти ця палиця, бо по суті то контратакую я дуже рідко.
No one can hide from Ascal. Show me your power!
Не хочу. Мені взагалі цією дорогою можна перейти на місце призначення. Open
Good
up.
evening, Miss Gillingham. May I come in?
Of course.
Miss Gillingham, why did you give Martin Nightingale the watch I returned to you?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I suppose I thought he needed a watch more than I did. I have no reason to really keep track of time anymore.
Why don't you need to keep track of time?
I've spent my entire life marching to the tick of clocks and the ringing of bells. At my age, it's nice to finally be rid of those burdens. On my time.
But it was your son's watch, Miss Gillingham.
It was, wasn't it? I'm relieved you found it. Besides, it's more useful to him anyway.
Боже, ти кумариш, бабка.
Tell me, Enid, why do you feel guilty about your son?
I know I'm a burden to my Jack. I know my mind and my thoughts are drifting away. I'm so sorry. I can't help it.
This is not your doing, Miss Gillingham. You do not have to apologize for your condition.
Of course I don't, Doctor. I've done nothing wrong, I swear it. What exactly are we talking about here?
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've never heard that name before.
Are you worried about the sanitation crisis in London?
Too much noise, too much shouting. It keeps me...
Goodbye. Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that.
Have you heard anything recently concerning...
He keeps investing time helping the poor and sick.
Are you feeling worried about the
This city is falling apart. The disease...
Goodbye. Good evening.
So, Dr. Tippett...
Do you require...
I'm glad...
I'll...
Thank...
Goodbye. Good evening, sir. I'm glad to see you safe.
I am not safe. I should never have...
You're much safer here than...
Bullets kill people quicker than disease.
What can you tell me about this district?
The East End Docks only knows one rule. Dog eat dog, and blood calls for blood. The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham, you say?
Everyone round there knew Jack. He was a rock. A mountain, even. He feared nothing.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refused to be insulted again.
No man can predict the exact outcome of his actions. It's the curse we have to live with. We can only gamble and do what we think is best.
Perhaps you're right. The district was doomed before I was born. But I cannot stop myself thinking that Jack died for me.
Why do you say that?
After I killed that gang member, the Wet Boot Boy suspected Jack. And being loyal and all, he did not refute the accusation.
The death of your friend has affected you deeply, hasn't it?
Jack Gillingham was the real deal. He believed we could change the world if we were united and focused enough. And he brought out the best in each of us.
You're right. He died to save you. That alone gives me an idea of the kind of man he was.
He was the bravest. And no one dares to say openly that he got killed by those bastards.
Your friend's plan was audacious, if not reckless. No one stands up by themselves to a gang like the Wet Boot Boys.
How dare you say that? You never met him.
You are not going to spend the rest of your life hiding, Rodney. What are you planning to do?
Honestly, I have no idea. How am I supposed to live while so many have suffered because of me?
Only you can answer that question. But one thing is certain. Since you owe Jack your life, I think it's fair to live it in a way that would make him proud.
That's the kind of thing Jack could have said, Dr. Reed. Thank you for that. I believe you're a good guy too.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
I heard he kept on helping people, but I tried to stay away from his shelter. I don't feel safe there.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Not really. I've spent so many days hiding to escape retaliation from the Wet Boot Boys. Now that there's so much chaos, they might forget about me.
Goodbye, Mr. Gray. It's locked, all right.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
I think it's acceptable. Fewer cases of sickness recently. I thank the Lord for his mercy.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Skal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Skals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
How did you meet old Bridgette?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to old Bridgette?
No, she is with the sewer Skals now. I don't go downstairs.
What happened at the Pembroke?
I guess we recognized each other. As Skals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
Farewell. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Lottie, tell me about the Wet Boot Boys. I know they've threatened you.
Edwina Cox wanted me to provide her with information about Mr. Hampton's resources. I refused.
Is that not dangerous?
Fuck them and their lies. They claim they protect the interests of the neighborhood, but they are just greedy parasites like all the rest.
I understand your fight, but the gangs are no joke. Are you sure you're safe?
I can defend myself. My only concern is about Giselle. I'm not sure my sister is able to fight anymore.
Do you have recent news of Sean? Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
There are rumors of infected people turned mad by the fever and roaming the streets, attacking everyone they see. Is it true?
As long as you stay away from the streets, you should be all right.
I hope you're right, Dr. Reed. We feel kind of left alone around here.
Goodbye, Miss.
You again?
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter?
The place is all right, I suppose. The sad saint is still the same, except for that awful skin disease he recently got.
Are you worried about the
Chaos is rising, Dr. Reed.
You almost sound...
This world needs to die, Dr. Reed.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit.
Good evening.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Have you got any new...
As long as he keeps on helping the poor,
Are you worried about the sanitary situation?
the bodies are piling up, but I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I intend to stay that way.
Goodbye.
Foolish girl and her pretty principles. She's got no idea who she's dealing with.
I must look a fool. Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts would be running completely amok.
Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Have you heard?
That bastard's become something of a holy man these days. And some...
Are you worried about the...
I've heard rumors about some sort of militia patrolling.
Goodbye.